One moment while I consult with my sound engineer. Oh my goodness, battery's almost dead. Okay, I'm back. Whew, I just filmed another video right here, same t-shirt. You'll have to check that out. I get so much on my mind. In fact, I posted this morning on my post page. There's like 5 videos that I, want to do, talk to you about stuff, But anyway, today, right now, are we hardwired to survive? Or is it obsession? If you say, I'm not a gardener, many people do. They don't want to be bothered. It's a lot of hard work. You've seen how hard it is, especially when you go all out like me. You are relying on the other guy, the other person, to raise your food, to grow your flowers, to grow your fruits and your fruit trees. And you're relying on all that. And I was an apartment dweller in Manhattan for 7 years, so I know that mindset. I didn't even have a houseplant because there wasn't enough light. Well, the first apartment, there was no light. We literally looked out onto a shaft. So it was a 12-story building and we were on the 3rd floor, and the living room looked out at the other wall, like right there, like 10 feet away. And so, and then there was a wall this way. So it was like the light had to get down from this U, this rectangle way up there. So there was no light. And you can't even, of course you can get a plant light, of course you can, if you resort to that way of living. If you get an incredible deal on an apartment in Manhattan, you get rent control, and you want to live there the rest of your life, then that's what you do. You get a plant light, a grow light, and you get some plants. But I never saw myself staying there, and didn't, for after a certain point, we got a much better place. But then I decided to leave Manhattan and go out to LA. Try my fortunes in Hollywood. But what I'm talking about is, once you become obsessed with growing plants, you just, even though you don't feel well, even though you're overwhelmed and you need to be doing 10 other things really bad, you go, wow, those seeds I bought, I never planted. And this is the problem with a seasonal garden, which even though this is my 6th year, I'm still struggling. Because here we are at the end of June, I have so many seeds. And certain things is simply too late to start. But I bought, somebody else had recommended, another YouTuber had recommended this particular vegetable. It's a tiny little, and I'll put the packet up on the screen here, but it's a tiny little cabbage. And I thought, cabbages take forever. And I have almost stopped growing cabbage because it just takes so long, and there's such bug pressure, and it's just not worth it. I heard about this particular little cabbage, and I thought, well, that's got to grow much faster. So the other night I thought, I've got some soil, some starting soil in the kitchen. I said, just put a few seeds in. Well, they all came up, I just put a little pinch of seeds, and it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That one has 6, and that one has 4 or 5, and that one has 4. And I'm going, I only need a couple of plants. And so these will have to be thinned, or we'll see. You know, I started them in a bigger cup so that, you know, they can develop, and perhaps I can separate them and get them planted for a fall crop. And they would go up in the raised bed garden. One of the raised beds, I'm sure, will be turning over, and I can get a couple of cabbages in there. When the large garden is done this year, that's probably going to be it. I'm smiling through my tears. I can't even imagine not having it. I can't imagine turning that back into yard and just mowing it after working so hard with cover crops and tilling and hot wire and, oh my goodness. So much work has gone into that. And the berm. It took me 5 years to get the berm. Finally get the berm, and that's the last season. Finally get the berm on a year where we don't have much rain. So I don't know if it really works, because the berm is made out of wood chips. And wood chips are very porous. And the other day, I put the hose on a fruit tree that was just uphill of the berm and forgot about it. Left it on overnight. It wasn't full blast or anything, but still, I'm sure many gallons went on that tree. It was my only producing fruit tree, and the apples are like this big. And I'm going, maybe if I really water the tree, it'll get bigger. You know how if you have tomatoes, you get a big rain, all of a sudden they're big and they're splitting. Well, I was thinking maybe I could make my apples bigger if I watered it overnight. Well, I mean, I didn't plan on watering it overnight, but if I gave it some good water. It was too much water to be absorbed right by the tree. And the next morning, when I went down there, the water had gone down towards the berm, where it was supposed to go. That's downhill. And it had gone underneath the berm, and it was pooling up in the garden. Which would suggest that it's too porous to hold back a gully washer. You know, I suspect that if we got a real flood, real flooding rain, that it wouldn't hold back. It's hard to know, but it's there now, and it's not going anywhere unless I put my house on the market. I'll probably have to. That's what I had to do when I had to sell my Palisades house. The realtor said, you got to take this garden back like 30%. And I thought, man, this is LA. You know how many really great front yard gardens there are? A handful. Seriously. You could walk all over the El Medio Flats, which is where I lived, and find maybe 2. Nothing like mine, just, a couple of raised beds or something. Anyway, to see that go back to yard and be mowed would just be like, it'll be like, did that ever happen? So I'm still hoping for a miracle. Some kind of miracle. And so that's that. And then this is the Greek oregano. This is another example of, I don't need this much Greek oregano. I may use 2 or 3 tablespoons the rest of the year. It's not like I'm cooking. I don't have time to cook, unfortunately. I used to cook a little bit and make cooking videos, but all of my beans and all my kitchen is so piled up with stuff like this that I don't have any cleared area to make cleared off to make cooking videos. But I'm glad I did a few because they've done, they consistently get views every year, like my video for freezing eggplant and freezing squash, and some of those have done really well, and so I'm proud to have those. But that was earlier on when I was here, and everything was kind of cleared off. Now I've been here 5 years, and everything is like, it's funny. This was something that I remember my grandmother said, my mother's mother, and she lived to 96. My mother lived to 95. She died in better shape than my mother did. But anyway, I just think my mother's heart didn't want to give out. Her body gave out, but her heart didn't want to give out. It just kept beating and beating until it didn't. Anyway, this was one of the last times I saw my grandmother. We went down to Alabama and picked her up and took her to the fish camp. I think it was called fish camp, or it was like the catfish place that was local, and I believe in Lexington, Alabama. And we'd been there many times over the years. We'd take her out, and as soon as she ate, she'd be ready to go home, And so we were coming out of the restaurant after eating, and somebody that she knew was coming in as we were going out, and she said hello to her. And I don't know what she said to her, but I remember that my grandmother said, "Don't you hope we can just keep on going?" And I think everybody would hope that, don't you hope we can just keep on going and until the end, and not languish as my mother did. My grandmother had to go to a nursing home too, but she wasn't there as long as my mother. Now, Denise, one of the three amigos, me, Denise, and Daryl. Denise teaches seniors exercise, and she's been doing this for 40 years, and she really loves it, and she's really good to her ladies that come to her, and men, I think, come to her class. And one of her ladies was still driving herself to class at 93. I don't recommend that, but she was. And she was obviously doing very well. If she's 93 and she's driving herself to exercise class and she's taking a regular exercise class, she's doing very well. She's doing much better than my mother was doing at 93. And something happened, and a FedEx truck hit her, and she died. So her funeral is on Friday, and Denise is understandably emotional because she cares about all of her students, and Denise is an angel. She absolutely is. She is the personification of an angel. Love Denise. Love my amigo. Well, I guess I'll stop with that today. Just a few thoughts about, are we just hardwired to survive? I mean, obviously, my parents and grandparents were hardwired to survive. You just keep working. My mother cried when I told her she couldn't work anymore. At 85, I told her she couldn't work anymore. We were going through some of her things in her apartment. And I held up her work pants. And I was it was very hard for her to get rid of anything. Sound familiar? And I was merciless, and I was holding up various clothes. I said, "You're not going to wear this anymore. You're not going to wear this anymore. We're going to get rid of this." And I held up her work pants. They were like blue jean material, and they went over the knee. What did we used to call those? Pedal pushers or something? That length over the knee, longer than the knee. I held them up. I said, "What about this?" And she goes, "Kaye, those are my work pants." And I said, "Mother, you're not going to work anymore." And she looked at me like that, and she threw her hands up and went back on the bed. She was sitting on the bed. She went back on the bed on the pillow, and she cried. And that's the way I would do. Because even yesterday, I was like, I cannot sit here and do nothing. I said, I really needed to rest yesterday. And I was just going, well, what am I going to do? So I shelled all of my peas that I had pulled out of the garden recently. So at least I did that. So they're ready to plant or put in a jar with all my other jars. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you share my channel. And we'll be back in the garden. Hopefully, I'll be back in the garden very soon. God bless.